It's rap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's real late. It's Hot 97. No cursing, by the way, Chuck.
No, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
I know. It's shout out to Rome Streets. He just blessed the program. And now my man, Pro Era's own Charles M. Strangers, a.k.a. Chuck Strangers, is on real late.
Yes,
Chuck,
sir.
welcome back. Thank you for changing your flight and coming back from L.A. to do the show.
Yo, it was cool. I had to. It was nothing.
I really appreciate that, man. You were out there making crazy beats for ill MCs like you do.
Yeah. Getting it in. And for myself, too.
And for yourself.
Yeah.
When you're in LA, where are you producing? What do you do?
When I'm in LA, I'm usually in like mid city, and my man, shout out Trevor, Mixed by Trev. I'm usually at his studio, just working, and people just know to check me there.
And that's your general spot when you're in LA.
Yeah.
And how often are you there?
In LA?
Yeah.
Often.
Every few months?
Yeah. Like I used to live out there for really long.
Really? How long were you out there for?
Yeah, I lived out in LA for like 8 months, 8 years.
8
like
years?
8 years.
Wait,
Yeah.
8 years? Which 8 years?
Like when Pro Era first started, I moved.
Wow.
Yeah.
So as everything was blowing up, your base was LA.
Yeah. That's why I really wasn't around for a lot.
And did that play a part? For those of you who are just tuning in, by the way, it's real late on Hot 97. My name's Peter Rosenberg. Every Sunday night we're here. It's a snowy, nasty New York City night, MLK weekend, and Chuck Strangers is here.
Yeah.
So is that also part of the reason why you were able to start connecting the dots as a producer and doing some more outside production and kind of extending beyond Pro Era?
110%.
Because of LA.
Yeah, because when I was in LA, I was linked up with Al or whatever.
Alchemist.
And Alchemist. And I met pretty much everyone I knew, everyone I know now there through him in a way.
Well, listen, Al is one of those, he's one of the ultimate connectors of LA.
Yeah.
Like I really,
that's a fact.
Between I always say that in LA in the 2010s, in that era, LA, the amount of connections made between Alchemist and Mac Miller changed hip hop completely.
Yo, God bless the dead Mac Miller. He was like a huge connector too. It's funny you say that,
right? Like his you think about the Earl, Vince Staples,
even Joey. Remember what was it called? Welcome to America or something. He was around.
Yeah, Mac and Al are two dudes who really connected a lot of people and helped create that sound. And then you had, Schoolboy Q and Earl and Vince and all these, Tyler and all these different people. And you have really had an awesome emergence the last couple of years. So
man, thank you.
You've been rhyming since the very beginning though too, right?
Since the very beginning. I just wasn't really that good in the very beginning, but yeah, I've been rhyming since the beginning.
I feel like you were at the first session where I ever met Joey.
Yeah.
When he was 17 years old. At Johnny Shipe's spot.
Yeah, I was there. That was like in the 40s, like by Times Square. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
And I came through and he was like, I want you to come meet this kid. And I remember
I was there.
I remember feeling like, I remember meeting Joey and thinking like, this is a special thing. These kids are really cool. And I also remember thinking, wow, it's kind of the first time that I felt so much older
than everybody.
Yeah, because Joey's now is 26.
Yeah.
And I'm 42.
Yeah,
so at that time he's 18. I'm 34. I'm like twice your guys' age.
Yeah.
And by the way, shouts to Joey. He was supposed to be here tonight. He's stuck on set because he's an
acting.
He's an Oscar-winning actor now.
Acting.
You know.
Yeah. Shouts to Joey.
So by the way, what a different ball game it is. Like
I know.
You go from being a musician where everyone waits on you to when you're an actor and you have to wait on everything else.
He's at the behest of
an entire production and operation.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Pro Era? How did the relationship start?
To be honest, I met Steez and Joey. Joey lived like a city block away from me. So
in Brooklyn?
Yeah. In Flatbush.
Okay.
East Flatbush, whatever. And I was with my brother. We were going to the store, and Facebook was the thing back then. This was before, so it was like everybody. I used to put my beats up on Facebook. I had like a beat tape. I made a beat tape that I put up on Facebook for like 2 hours, and I took it down because I got real self-conscious like immediately. I was like, oh, fuck this. I took it down, but he had heard it, and then I met him in the street, just like in the street. Like he was like, yo, you know.
And he was how, 16 or something?
Like 15, 16, some shit like that. 16.
What? But people were already talking about him. You already were aware?
No, see, when I met him, I didn't know who they were. I had no idea, like. So when I met them and I heard their music, I was like really blown away because I was like, "Oh shit, y'all are."
No. Oh shoot.
Oh shoot. Sorry. Oh shoot, y'all are this young making this music. Like I was singing off the air. Like it was intimidating when I met them because they were so nice and carefree about it. It was effortless. It wasn't something that they were like had to sit down and really like. I'm gonna focus on getting better. Like they were just doing it. It came natural to them. So yeah. I was like, let me do these beats.
And what machine were you using at that time?
At that time I had a 2000 XL, but times was real and I had to sell it. And so a lot of the beats that I did on 1999 were on Fruity Loops.
Wow.
And then real story, I took the money that cause shouts to Joey. He's a real rapper. He pays his producers. The money that I made, and this was a mixtape too, people, like it wasn't like an album that we did, it was a mixtape and they still paid me.
Wow.
And I was able to buy back an MPC. And it never
with the money you made from 1999?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Shouts to Joey.
Shouts to Joey, he's a real one.
All right, here's what I want to do. Mike Medium, you got a couple Chuck Strangers joints over there? Let's play a couple of joints, the couple of cleans I have from Chuck. Yeah. And then we're going to come back. I want to talk about the Midnight Marauders album and how it affected your life.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And we want to have you rhyme because this is what you do.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Rome Street's already set a precedent tonight.
I know. And I gotta try to compete with that. Let's go. He went crazy.
He set a precedent tonight, so we're going to have you get on the mic. And I also want to talk about your relationship with Ka as well.
Oh, yeah. Big
we got to talk about Brownsville Ka as well.
Oh, my God. That's the big homie.
And that's one of the illest. Mike Medium is on the turntables. My name is Peter Rosenberg. Chuck Strangers is here. It's real late on Hot 97 at Rosenberg Radio on Twitter and Instagram. Get at us. Mike Medium, you're better than you even know you are.
That was fire.
Because shouts to Brownsville Ka.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about how it's real late on Hot 97. My name's Peter Rosenberg. And I was just talking in the room here about how I first got put onto Ka by my man Barry, a.k.a. Disco Vietnam, who produced this record on my album that you just played right now, Snake Eyes. So Chuck Stranger is here, and we were just talking off the air about Brownsville Ka.
Yeah.
He is a true enigma in this culture.
Yes.
Like those who know he is one of the most unique, incredibly honest, and influential MCs in the game.
Yeah.
But he also is sort of a mystery. How did you forge a relationship with Ka?
I got to know him through Anna Moss, the producer, Ruben, my man. So go back to when I was living in LA. At a portion of the time when I was living in LA, I was like, he had like a 2-bedroom apartment, so I like pretty much like caught one of his rooms, and I was just staying with him. And him and Ka, they were working on Orpheus versus the Sirens, and I pretty much got to see it being made. Kind of, and but you know, all that other stuff aside, like, you know, he's an amazing rapper, but what amazed me about him, to me, was just like how much of a man he is. You know, you meet people who are like men.
Wait, no. Explain what you mean. No, go further.
He is like a man. Like, he has great values. Like,
got it. Okay.
He is responsible. Like, strong. Like, when people, you'd be like, damn, bro. Like,
well, he's a firefighter. He's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
But by the way, what you're saying is really important, because I was watching an episode of The Sopranos this week. I'm rewatching it with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
My third time watching
Sopranos is fine.
And I'm blown away by it again for the third time. I'm truly blown away by it. But like, there's an episode where Tony is talking about how he's trying to resist having sex with Christopher's fiance.
Oh yeah, remember that? That's right. Yeah. I remember that part.
Him and Adriana are having like a weird moment, and he's like, I don't want to do this. He's like, you know, she admires me.
Yeah.
And his therapist says, well, have you thought about trying to be someone worthy of her admiration?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and I think that's something that, so what you say about Ka is a real thing, because being someone who's worthy, like you see them, you're like, yo, this person handles themselves like a real quality person.
Yes.
That's the ultimate compliment. Honestly, you couldn't pay a bigger compliment to a person.
Yes. Like, I even owe a lot to him for my character development. Just seeing like him, like how, like, you know, just having him around, be like, wow, that's great. You know, he'll tell me stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's correct.
And by the way, and Chuck Strange, on his way here, actually, I saw you pull over on Broadway, and he ran into a fire and actually saved a cat. He pulled a cat out of a fire just 10 minutes ago. He learned that from Ka.
I learned that from Ka.
Climbed the ladder. He's like, this is what Ka taught me. But no, he's an amazing person, from his story as a firefighter to his being just his bravery as an MC.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that, yeah. The nicest.
Like, the first time I heard him, whatever it was, 10 years ago now,
I
was like, I've never heard anyone rap this way. I didn't know this was a thing you could do.
Just talking to you.
He's just talking to you.
Just talking to you.
He rhymes, he doesn't rhyme.
Yeah.
He's on beat, he's off beat.
Yeah.
He's just a musician.
Just doing it.
Now, one other piece of music I know that is very important to you, which is also very important to me, is the Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders album.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a young man. You're barely 30 years old.
Yeah, just 30 in some days.
How did you get familiar with, how did you fall in love with this album from 1993? Why does it mean so much to you?
So, because you got to think, like, when I start making beats, it's like 2005. So I'm like 13. It's like 12, 13. Like, so there was a guy, shout out to one of my big homies, his name is Akoya. When I was younger, he would just give me CDs, because I'm from the iPod video days. So we would like put the CD on the computer and then put it to my iPod, and he'd give me mad albums like the Infamous. So that's why I heard a lot of really like albums like that, like America's Most Wanted, Death Certificate, Infamous. Like, he was just putting me on the CDs. And then when I heard Midnight Marauders, I kind of got stuck there for a little while, because it was crazy.
What's your number one joint on that?
It's kind of hard.
It is hard, right?
It's hard on that one. You know what? My favorite, maybe Keep It Rolling, because it's not my favorite song, but it has my favorite moment on there with Large Professor's verse.
Oh, just Large. Is that your
Large
favorite?
Professor, that's my favorite moment on the whole album. F them two DJs.
Yo, bro. Did you? And you must have had no idea what he meant when he said that.
Nah, he was talking about the two dudes from the main source.
Yeah, you knew that, you figured that out at the time.
Well, no, I've had people explain that to me.
I love, now check the method.
Yeah. And then when Shorty comes on, large music soul, brother, that I like to F with for the rest of my life.
Yeah, check the method.
As that was fire. He was sitting on there.
It's Midnight Marauders, gun to my head, that's my favorite hip hop album of all time.
That's your favorite?
If gun to my head, I have to choose. It's the one that here's the thing. I could tell you the entire track order right now, song title in order. I don't, even other albums that I love. Like, I love Cuban Links. Worship it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know what you mean.
I know it's striving for perfection, and then Knuckleheads, and I know Incarcerated is right there at the beginning, but like, I will lose track of what comes where.
Yeah.
Midnight Marauders, it's you absolutely remember. Track 3 is Award Tour. Yeah. Track 7's We Can Get Down. Track 8 is Electric. I know it so well. And bro, my first kiss was listening to Electric Relaxation. That was playing. That was my real life. That was
the Q-tip, man.
Bro,
and all of them, Fife and all of them.
Bro, it's a borderline perfect album. Lyrics to Go could be the best on the album.
Lyrics to Go is pretty fire. Lyrics to Go.
My favorite joint at the time when it came out, in November 1993.
Right.
My favorite song was God Lives Through, the last song on it.
God Lives Through is so fire. And it wasn't on Spotify for the longest, too. They recently put it on. Yeah, it wasn't on there.
It ended after Lyrics to Go?
Yes, the album ended after Lyrics to Go. I was pretty sad about that. I bought it on iTunes for that reason.
So I went to, in February 94, they played the University of Maryland. I was 14.
Wow.
And it was like my first real concert.
Yeah.
Where my parents, they dropped me off at the Ritchie Coliseum with my best friend, and they let us go to a concert by ourselves. And it was like, I didn't do this many times, to be honest, throughout high school, but it was like, we'll drop you off and we'll pick you up when it's over. And
that's pretty fire.
No, it's pretty cool. It only happened a couple times.
Yeah.
That's the only one, frankly, that's coming to mind.
Right.
And it worked out well because it was at Maryland. They were cool taking me there, and it was probably 20 minutes away.
Right.
So I had them drop me off. The show started at 8 o'clock. They probably dropped us off at 4 o'clock.
Oh, so
waiting at the door. It was.
Oh, it was that packed?
It was no. It was standing room only. So, however early you got there was the spot you got.
Oh, really?
So we ran to the front. My arms were on the stage. Like I was gonna be that dude. My hands were on the stage, and I'll never forget this. In the hour and a half, 2 hours before the show started, they just kept replaying Queen Latifah's Black Rain album. I wanted to blow my brains out. If I heard UNITY one more time, I was gonna die. They just kept playing
Black Rain
over.
Is hard, though.
It's super hard. You can't hear it 3 times straight.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm ready here. I'm ready for Midnight Marauders. Right now. It's not, yo, shout to Shakim and Latifah, classic. But,
of course.
So they played the show, and the thing I'll never forget about this concert was, first of all, when the lights went out and the show started, they started the whole show with Stirred Up. Like they started with that's
the joint.
And then at the end of the show, they went and they did, Low End Theory joints, and they bounced around. They did Bonita Applebum, blah blah.
Yeah.
And then when I thought the show was over, they went lights out, killed the lights for like 5 seconds, and then hit the "Oh my God!" and did "God Lives Through" to close out the show.
Oh wow!
And my 14-year-old. It was one of those pivotal moments in terms of falling in love with music, where you're like, you realize that when artists put on a great show, they take you on a journey it's magic.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And I don't know that anyone's done it better than them, man. They're right there at the top of the list. And their last album was fire.
It was good. It was really good. It was really.
Well, you said really good. You won't say
No, it was
fire.
great. It was great. Fire. No.
It was good enough for their catalog.
I thought they should have won that Grammy.
Of course they should have won the Grammy.
Got nominated.
Bro, how did it not get nominated?
Yeah.
Like
they should have won a Grammy.
It had it wasn't even reasonable.
It was better than most of the albums on.
And to me, it
no
was,
disrespect to nobody.
No disrespect. But to come back after that long, the expectations for me were so low. I didn't think they'd be able to deliver that.
They deliver,
way beyond expectations, bro. Like Jerobi was
really
rapping.
Good. Yeah.
I didn't even know Jerobi could
rap. I know.
Now speaking of rapping, yo, you got that instrumental over there? Hold on, we're gonna have you do something. Chuck Strangers is here. It's real late on Hot 97.
Come on.
My name's Peter Rosenberg. Mike Medium's on the turntables. Hold on, what you got?
Come on.
Hold up. Pro Era.
Yeah.
Real late.
Yeah. Ooh.
Speaking
that
of
midnight,
which.
I know.
Speaking of which.
Yo.
The sun will still shine.
Yo.
But the night is
Yo.
Voila.
Forever trudging, bugging. All this weight I've been lugging, somehow my back ain't chiseled. Light brights, we was little, sour skittles, handoffs. I knew the man in the middle. The soldiers we got belittled, time made us official. In the hood we knew the order, 25 for a quarter. The Ari was lime green, self-esteem needs soothing. And Auntie died shadow going through it. 90 city summer heat booming. No free on, we on, different from what happened. Rapping, I'm from where backwards, how to happen. My need mulligans, only built for Cullinans. Money fleeting faster than it's coming in. Lord willing, we see the sun again. I know the cherishes warmth. His pen ain't left in months. Mommy blessed me with a cursive. They feel your art and wanna pervert it. Your stomach inverted. Whatever keep your stomach from hurting. Yo.
Chuck Strangers.
Yo. Left fist to the chest with the right I threw my index, distracted with the shimmer from my Rolex. Took a sec once our eyes connect. There was no need to second guess who the best. We on speaking jets, size 11 purple pigeons at your neck. Yo taper, I designed the cape off the maker's mark. Neighbor got to treat me the favor. Gut stack look like water in Jamaica. Since Arizona days on our mall, if you recall, knew we ball. Gut stack like, Yo.
You said Arizona days. I'm guessing you mean the beverage, not hanging out in Arizona.
Yes.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Chuck Strangers.
Yes, sir.
Chuck, where can people find your music, by the way?
You can find my music on Spotify, just Chuck Strangers. It's also chuckstrangers.com.
And what's the next thing we're getting from Young Chuck?
You know what? I haven't said this a lot of places, but
go ahead, give us some.
Yeah. I signed on Lex Records.
Okay.
So we putting out the EP and then the album and all.
So how soon are we talking about this?
Real soon.
All right. And so there's a Chuck Strangers EP.
Yeah.
And album on the way.
Yes.
And what about outside production? I'm guessing there are things you've been in the.
Yeah. I mean, you know, me and Joey still rocking. I got stuff with Joey coming. Me and Navy Blue been cooking.
Okay.
Shouts
to Navy.
Shouts to Wilson Chandler from the Knicks. He connect me with Boldy James. Me and Boldy James been doing music.
Shouts to Wilson Chandler, who I didn't expect to hear there.
Shouts to Wilson Chandler from the Knicks.
And by the way, Mike, will you grab that new Joey? Let's play the new Joey after this too.
Yeah, that's a fact. And just cooking, man. I ain't gonna long talk it, but yeah, I got stuff.
So listen, man. Your ascent has been joyful to watch, man. From being one of the early on background players at the beginning with Pro Era as a producer and MC to now you establishing yourself as a highly regarded producer, man. It's been awesome to watch. And by the way, so are you still based in Brooklyn?
No, well, I'm in Manhattan now, so.
Hey!
No, but yeah, we always based in.
But Brooklyn is
the foundation.
Brooklyn's the foundation.
Yeah, of course.
You can catch him in Brooklyn. You can catch him in Manhattan. You can catch him in LA.
Yeah.
His name is Chuck Strangers. Yo, Chuck, thank you for coming through, bro.
Oh man, thank you for having me.
All right, let's play this new Joey Badass. Yo, what's the name of this joint? Revenge?
Yes, Revenge with a 3.
Yo.
Be real.
Shouts to Joseph, Oscar-winning Bodman. It's Real Late on Hot 97. Chuck Strangers here. It's Real Late.
For the win.